Hello, my name is Rajbir Singh, and today I'll be talking about the productivity trap in the agriculture sector. Imagine there are two people. One is a software engineer in Bangalore, and the other is a wheat farmer in Punjab. They both work full days, they both feed their families, but one earns in lakhs and the other, on average, earns less than 6,000 rupees a month. This is not a story of individual failure, this is a structural trap, one that holds nearly half of the India's workforce in low productivity, thin margins, and shrinking land. Today, I will talk about India's productivity trap, India's agriculture productivity trap. Let's start with the numbers first. The agriculture sector employs around 42 to 46% of the India's workforce. That is nearly 25 crore people, but it contributes only about 14 to 16% of the GDP, which means nearly half of our workers produce less than one sixth of the national output. This gap is not just inefficiency; it is the biggest driver for rural poverty, distress migration, and agrarian distress in India. And the worrying part is that it hasn't changed in decades. The first reason is fragmented landholding. The average farm size in India is about 1.08 hectares, and 86% of the farmers are small or marginal, meaning they own less than 2 hectares. The farms this size cannot justify mechanization. They struggle to access formal credits, and even one bad harvest can push a family into debt. With every generation, land gets further divided. We are not farming the land anymore, we are surviving on it. The second issue is the minimum support price, or we call it as the MSP. MSP is meant to protect farmers from price crashes, but in reality, only about 6% of the farmers actually sell at MSP. Most farmers still sell at whatever price they get in the mandi. At the same time, MSP procurement is heavily focused on wheat and rice. This has locked states like Punjab and Haryana into monocrop cycle. The groundwater is depleting, soil quality is declining, and the farmers are discouraged from growing more profitable and sustainable crops. So, in a way, we have built a system that supports the system, not the farmer. Now, why has reforms been so difficult? Because the agriculture in India is deeply political. We saw during the 2020 and 2021 farm laws, the government tried to introduce market reforms, but the way they were implemented led to massive protest and eventual repeal. This has made future reforms even more difficult. The core issue is simple: long term reforms create short term pains, and that trade off nearly works in an that trade off rarely works in the electoral democracy. So, what can be done? There are four simple solutions. First, the land leasing reform. We should allow farmers to lease and legally enable them to consolidate and improve productivity. The second, crop diversification. We need to extend incentive beyond wheat and rice towards pulses, oil seeds, and horticulture. And the third is that the farmer should get direct income support. Scheme like PM Kisan are a good start, but the sport needs to increase and become more targeted. The fourth solution can be that we should invest in agri-tech and farmer producers organizations. Uh, these can give small farmers better market access and bargaining power. To conclude, I would like to say that India cannot become the $5 trillion economy while nearly half of its workforce remains stuck in the low productivity agriculture. We cannot celebrate the growth in the cities while ignoring the distress in the villages. The agriculture's productivity problem is not just a rural issue, it is the India's economic challenge. And solving it will require political will, long term thinking, and a focus for real welfare, not just growth. Thank you.